TV. This is AM Ghana. My name is Elizabeth and you're not Tamaklo. Earlier we had Pepsival in studio. We had to break down some of the excerpts from the 2025 SONA, and then we expected the 2026 SONA on Friday to be delivered by the president. Well, this part of the show is where we talk about some national issues. Today we are focusing on migration. This has affected families, people. We have people who are on the quest to travel out to look for job opportunities or career opportunities. But there's a growing concern, especially in the means in which people do this. We will be talking about the trafficking, the refugees, how you the right channels to go through in case you want to seek some form of career advancement. In the studio with us today is Deputy Superintendent of Immigration. He is Paul Kito. He will be taking us through all of these. We believe that this is going to be helpful for you in the future to come. Hello, sir.
Hi, Elizabeth.
How do I salute you in English? I want to salute you in English.
Well, since you're not in headgear, you can't salute me.
Oh, why?
So you just have to brace.
The bracing is this
Exactly.
Short, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing super. Hope you're doing same.
I'm well.
Great.
Thank you for coming, and then we are hoping to have a lot of conversations around.
You know, the relationship with Adwa has been a long-standing one, so we're always welcome here, and it's always a good morning to be here and seeing Elizabeth and all the people in Adwa TV. It's always good.
Right. So let's come to the business of the day. When we say Ghana Immigration Service, most people have got to understand that there are people at the borders.
Yeah.
But apart from the borders, tell me a little about the Ghana Immigration Service outside what we know.
Okay. So I think I'll start by extending the courtesies to my Controller General, Mr. Samuel Basintale Amadu, and also congratulate him. Yesterday, he was confirmed as the Controller General of Immigration Service. And also bring you greetings from my immediate boss,
Right.
Madam Pamela Kujo of the Migration Management Department, who should have been here, but due to other important engagements, could not make it. So moving straight into what you were asking about. So yeah, everybody has the impression that when you talk about immigration, it's only about the border. But we do so much more than just the border. So to start with, all foreigners in the country who are working or schooling or here for one reason or the other are under the cover of immigration. We issue permits, work permits, student permits. We do monitoring of citizenship in the country. So basically, it's not just about the border. There's so much more we do. Permitting, running operations to make sure that people are okay in the country. Also, we have the operations department, which goes around periodically to check and also educate the public on the necessary things that they have to do when it comes to foreigners.
Are the operations departments in charge of what do you call this, rallying around the country to identify refugees and make sure that people have the right documents?
Okay, so the job is actually, we collaborate with other groups. So there's a refugee desk at the Ghana Immigration Service. So yes, operations is involved, but when it has to do with refugee issues, the refugee desk liaises with the refugee board to facilitate all these things.
So let's come to the modern trends when it comes to migration. There's been an increasing number of people traveling in and out of the country. Let's take Ghana. We have the youths going out. Do you have some statistics to speak on how many youths are going there and where are they going and for what purpose?
Okay, unfortunately, I couldn't get figures when I was coming. But yes, we have the statistics. But to generally speak to it, I would say you have a lot of people. Then there used to be the trend of moving to the Gulf states. Yes, but now it's shifting. It's not necessarily the Gulf states. You have people moving to all sides of the world because now everybody's trying to look for greener pastures. So wherever they have wind of there being some good lucrative deals, you get them moving. But generally, you get a lot of people moving into the Gulf states because of the work natures there.
The work bit of traveling is now becoming like a new normal for us. Now, there are people who are willing to step out of Ghana to work, but unfortunately, they end up in different cities for different purposes. How are we able to identify that, okay, this job is genuine, this agent is genuine? Because we now have a lot of agents in the system.
That's very
How do
true.
we identify this?
So that's why I am here today, to still talk to the public, to let them understand that whenever they want to indulge in any of these activities, we have registered, licensed depart agencies that are to recruit for work abroad. So you definitely have to be dealing with someone who is registered or licensed. You cannot just be dealing with my brother's friend, my uncle's sister's brother. No, that would just get you locked up.
Yeah.
But when you go through the legal route, that is by going through these registered agencies, that even does not guarantee you 100%, problem-free travel. But whenever there's an issue, it's always easy to facilitate your tracing and all that, because we know the channel by which you left. So we know which agency you left with, ABC agency. We know the directors of the company because it's a registered agency. There will be board of directors. They will all have their Ghana cards, their locations, because they are all requirements in registering these agencies. So facilitating your release if you get locked up in any problem is very easy when you deal with the registered agencies. But if you go through the regular ones we see, where there are sheets of papers pasted all over with lucrative amounts of salary and working. I don't want to mention countries, but I'm sure we all see it. It's all pasted all over. Those ones are the ones that we are trying to educate people against indulging in those people.
There's been the practice of using illegal routes to certain countries. Could you highlight some of the risks that comes with this decision, and what is the safest way to move out?
I always say the safest ways are always the cheapest ways, but in Ghana, we always like going through Goro people and someone facilitating and all these things. Our services at immigration are free charge services. We do not charge anything. So what we advise people to do is, once you get wind of any job opportunity, first of all, you need to come and clarify with us whether the person who is even facilitating this job opportunity is a registered agency. If he is not, we advise you right away for you to deal with the person because he is not registered. If he is, we let you know, yes, he is registered, but still proceed with caution, because yes, he's registered, but anything could still go wrong. So when we are involved in the process, we minimize the risk factor. So what we do is we call the agency. We have a roundtable discussion, the applicants leaving the agency, and then we immigration. We try to understand the nature of the job. We try to get the basic facts, how much he or she is going to be paid, where they are going to be paid through, who is going to receive the salary, where they are going to be staying, the nature of job you're going to do. So all these things are agreed on the table before you even leave the shores of Ghana. So when you're to leave the shores of Ghana and the narrative changes wherever you are, it's very easy. All you have to do is call a family member. Oh, when Elizabeth left town, she used to send us 10 CDs every month. Now, 2 months, we've not heard from her. We instantly call the agency. ABC, Elizabeth, you took to ABC country, is not being located. Can you help get in contact with her? They also contact their rep who is there, and then we know what's up with you. But when is the case where we don't know who took you, that's when you see videos online where they are pleading for the president to intervene. They are stuck here. I'm sure we've all seen such videos. Yes. So this is the problem. We are trying to promote people going by the safe route, because we've realized that sitting in the office, the details, the figures that are coming are quite alarming. We are talking to people and people are still leaving every day. So now we are trying to take advantage of TV stations like Adwa to be able to still promote the safe migration. Let people understand that we have this perception of, once you inform the services, we try to sabotage your traveling. That is so not true. I would also wish my family members leave the country through the legal means to bring better revenue home and all that. So it's good to travel, but traveling the right way is what we are promoting.
In traveling the right way, we have foreigners here in our country. Can we differentiate between a migrant and a refugee? What's the difference?
So basically, a migrant is someone who has left the shores of the country for work, school, reuniting with family, or any of these things. The second one, a refugee is someone who is fleeing from their country because of being persecuted or being chased for something, so needs to seek refuge in a nearby country. So basically, this is the difference between a migrant and a refugee. So the refugee basically is fleeing from maybe war in his country, political issues. It could be anything. But once he needs to flee his country for his safety, he is then a refugee. And you
There are those who are in the country in the name of trying to seek shelter
yeah.
in Ghana, and so we tag them as refugee.
No, they are not. So this is the procedure. So when you come, you are not a refugee. You are an asylum seeker.
Okay.
So an asylum seeker is someone who has brought his story forward. Okay, I'm being chased from country A, so I want you to hide me here. Now, we don't just buy your story like that. A whole investigation goes into that. So the refugee unit at immigration, in collaboration with the Ghana Refugee Board, would listen to your story, investigate it, know whether it is true that yes, what you're saying is really the claim that you're claiming. And then we give you the refugee status. So it's then awarded to you, more like given to you that, okay, now you're a refugee because we've been able to validate what you're saying.
Right.
But when it has to do with you just appearing, no, you are an asylum seeker.
So in the process of trying to verify the person's story, is there accommodation?
Oh, yes, yes. You're given shelter and everything. So it's not as if because you haven't gotten your status yet, we know. You're still given accommodation, shelter, but you are, should I say, more controlled because we don't know your fate yet. Yes, but once you are cleared and you have your refugee status, then you're good to go.
So then the person is released to come into the country and then
Yeah, so
work,
it's not
or
just
it's monitored.
Yeah, you're still monitored. So your details, where you're staying, all these things are still taken by immigration, and periodically, refugee board and immigration check up on them. Yes.
So I'm looking at somebody who just entered the country, has come to the immigration service to seek help, okay, and then his case has been verified and allowed to stay in Ghana.
Yeah.
You give the person accommodation, yes, or the person is allowed to go find accommodation and report back on where he or she is living now.
So basically, some of these people who are fleeing from different countries are not, how do I put it? We have the impression that they are all hungry people. No, there are some well-to-do people who, for one reason or the other, have to leave their country. There are some who are doctors who have super qualifications. So upon they getting their refugee status, most of them integrate into the society. So you have some of them schooling, some of them working. Yes, it's not just about they being kept in a shelter, fed. No, some of them just need the luxury of being able to know that nobody is chasing them where they are. Yeah.
Well,
but for those who don't have these luxuries of being able to fund all these things, yes, there are shelters available that, and mostly we try to join them with their countrymen. So it becomes more about we know that we are all from one place. So there's quite that kind of unity.
Okay, let's come to the very issues that comes with migration. That's got to do with human trafficking.
Good.
Mostly outside the shores of Ghana. We find a lot of our members making videos, like you said, on what they are going through, the ordeals they are going through over there, and asking the government to come to their rescue. What has been the intervention so far? What has been the trends? And what advice are you giving to the youths and people out there?
So with interventions, there has been a lot being done. We partner with international bodies like the IOM, GIZs. These people help also facilitate some of the returns of these people who have been rescued. The Ghana government is also doing super. We have an anti-human smuggling and trafficking in persons unit in the Ghana Immigration Service that basically deals with these issues. So periodically they go on operations, they have tip-offs, and then tackle all these issues. We also screen vulnerable travelers. So at the airport, we have people who do profiling. Look at maybe one man traveling with about 6 girls. You'd want to ask questions. You look at the passport numbers, they all are fresh passports following a certain sequence. You definitely want to hold these people down and want to do some inquiries. But the unfortunate bit is, even if you are 90% sure about it being something suspicious, you could sometimes get the victims arguing with you heaven and hell that this is their uncle who is taking them. And there's the impression painted that you are trying to prevent them from, having that greener pasture.
Yeah.
So yes, we push, we do our feasibility checks, but it's to a point. If the person is bent on, if you don't have any hardcore evidence to prove that this is a case of trafficking, you definitely have to let the person go.
I think this is because the people themselves do not know what dangers they have found themselves in,
That is
because of the
100% true.
narration that
Exactly.
they are given before they go. Now, what red flags should we be looking out for in
Okay.
such instances?
Okay, so first of all, if you are being contacted for a job or something and the person is not willing to meet you, it's always, don't worry, send me this, send me that on WhatsApp. You should start questioning it. When they don't have a registered office space, where today it is a small container, tomorrow it is meet me at the mall, the next day it is let's meet here, send this to that. You should all question this. When you are dealing with a man and you are sending monies and stuff to a female number, all these are red flags, because you cannot be dealing with Kojo and then he gives you a number to send money and then the number is Abna. All these things are things you should wonder. You see, the last but is just coming to immigration and then asking immigration to look into the case for you, because that is what we do. So you can do your checks, but the last check should be with you coming to immigration to confirm all these.
Right. Let's look at the documents that we need when we're traveling out for work, and let's compare that to these new agencies who are scamming people.
Yeah.
What is the genuine documents that will be asked for, and what will these scammers also ask for, so that
Okay.
we can be able to differentiate that no, this is a scam.
Unfortunately, when it comes to documentation, the scammers also know the documents that are needed.
documents.
Yes. So he will tell you that, oh, you need to do a passport. And most cases, they don't even have passports. So someone wants to travel, but you don't even have a passport.
Yeah.
So this education has to go out. You need to acquire your passport. You need to get your visa. And you don't just wake up in the morning and say, I want to go to a country, I want to go and work. No, it doesn't work like that. There should be a reason why you're going there. There should be someone there to receive you. If it's school, you should have received your admission letter. And most of these schools would even tell you to show proof of fees payments and all these. So if you're on a student visa, you know that, okay, you are there for school. If you're on a work permit, you will definitely receive your appointment letter and all these things, all these documentations. And you can verify all these documentations with immigration. We have a document fraud expertise center around the airport runabout where all these documentations could be verified. Yeah.
So my next question was going to be, if we are able to identify that this agency is fake,
Yes.
especially when it comes to the processes, who do we report to when we get to the immigration office, or which centers should we go to?
Okay, so now you can basically report to any immigration installation. But to be specific, you could go to the Migration Information Bureau. So now at the national headquarters, we have the Migration Information Bureau. That's where I come from.
Okay.
So we do all these. Now you don't need to leave your region to come to the Migration Information Bureau.
Right.
There are MICs, that is Migration Information Centers, all around the country. We have one in Kranza, we have one in Kintampo, we have one in Tamale, we have one in Suyane, we have one in Techiman, we have one in at the airport. So you can make these reports to any place, any of the immigration installations, even the police service. You can report to them because we all work hand in hand. So you can report to the police. The thing is, you can report to any installation, any immigration installation or any police installation, and we'll definitely pick it up.
Okay.
If you are not available to get to an office, you can pick our numbers, which I'll give out before I
Yeah.
leave here, for you to call. Our social media handles are also really active.
Okay, so on that note, I'd want to take your final words on this, your advice to the people who are seeking better opportunities outside when it comes to career growth, and also your helpline in case somebody would want to contact you.
Okay, so my final words to my viewers would be, my brothers and sisters, traveling is good. No one is saying traveling is bad. All we are advocating for is you living the right way. Live the right way so that we can all have peace in this nation. It is very painful to be in the office and then I have mothers come to me that their wards, their children have just left the country. They don't know where they've gone to. Sometimes it breaks my heart because anytime I go out into the public to talk to them, there's always someone who has never heard about this. So anytime I get the slightest opportunity, I want to sensitize people on moving out through the right way. Because there's the narrative of, oh, Minua, my brother, my auntie. No, it doesn't work like that. So if you must travel, please travel through the right way. So
Because the safest way are the cheapest, I guess.
exactly, as I always say. Yeah.
Then the helpline.
Yeah. So now for the helpline. So at Accra, I think we have helplines for all the centers. So I'll just start with Accra. That is 030-732-5089. 030-732-5089 or 02666-80779. 02666-80779. For time's sake, I'll just leave the list of all the other numbers with you people so that they can be played on your screens whenever they need it. Also, for our social media handles, we're active on X as GISMIB altogether, and on Instagram we were still GISMIB altogether, and then on X we are GIS_MIB, and then on TikTok we are GISMIB. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. Deputy Superintendent
Yes,
Paul
please.
Kito.
Yes, please,
Okay,
Elizabeth.
we want to thank you so much for this insightful conversation. And this is where we are wrapping up for today's edition of AM Ghana. I'd want to sincerely thank you so much for choosing us every day and then for engaging in this insightful conversation. We come again your way tomorrow, same time, same place. And we urge you to keep safe, travel safely, because the safest route is the cheapest. And this is according to the Ghana Immigration Service. See you again tomorrow.